Okay. So, like, gosh, I hope my neighbors can't see me. Honestly, I don't give a fuck if they can or not. I don't care. So one of the things, like, I'm always like constantly trying to like work on my stuff and like I mentioned before, like be about the mission. Okay. Now, when people want to like hang out with me or whatever, they're always the same thing. I always hear the same thing, and it's like, well, you need to take a break. And it's like, dude, no, that's not what I need to do. Trust me, okay? I know what I'm talking about. I need to speed up, okay? I need to speed up and hold myself accountable to a higher standard, okay? I need to do more. Like, it trips me out because people make so many excuses, and like, I'm not an excuse maker, okay? So if I'm lazy or I'm not performing or I'm not doing this or that, like, I will never really blame somebody else. At the bare minimum, what I'll do is be like, well, I let myself kind of get caught up in that situation. Like, I said yes and I should have said no. Not like, oh, hey, you wanted me to go out to eat with you or something. And it's like, no, 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 no. I will say, I said yes and I should have said no and I should have been working on my stuff. I think it's like we're all more capable of things than like we think we are, right? Like, you always hear these excuses from people like, oh, I can't go to the gym because I got the kid, or oh, I can't do this because oh, I'm just so tired, I'm so busy, I'm so. No, you're not busy, bro. You are not that busy. You are not running a multi-million-dollar company. You are not any of that shit. You are not busy. Okay, when you wake up at like 4 a.m. and you're just working all the way till like midnight and doing the same thing, then you're busy. But I feel like people like, they feel busy, but they're not. Just because you feel that way don't mean that you are that way. So then for me, right, like I spend like I don't even, I waste a lot of time. And I'm aware that I waste a lot of time. You know what I mean? So when people say like, "Oh, a week's been gone by and I don't know, it's time to do something," it's like, no, it's really not time to do something because I didn't really do what I needed to do, at least not to the level that I should be doing it. So I'm behind. Like, yeah, I got some stuff done, but I didn't get a lot done. And I'm not going to pat myself on the back and be like, good job. When it's like, dude, I failed. Like, I failed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, let's say hypothetically you're someone who, you're overweight, okay? You're fat, you're going to the gym. You don't, in my eyes, you don't get credit for going to the gym once, like, or eating healthy for one meal. Like, that's a good job and is a step in the right direction. But when you get kudos for me, say when you drop 10 pounds and you can hold it off, that's when you made some progress, okay? That you've been working hard at something. Just because you kind of tried to, no, you fell off, you went to the gym and you burned 200 calories, but like, you just got home and stuffed yourself with some chocolate cake. And I know that this sounds like harsh, but it really is the type of things that I tell myself. Like I hold myself to those same standards. So when I don't perform or I don't do something, like, I'm aware of it, and I tell myself the same things. Like, there's no cause to celebrate because I spent an hour doing what I needed to do. No, you don't get credit for that. And I know this is like a jumble just way of saying that, like, dude, like, we're all more capable than we think we are. And myself too. Like, I tell myself these things. Like, sometimes I be struggling waking up in the morning. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. And so sometimes I don't. Not till like way later. And it's like I have no reason to be waking up that late. Like, or to be wasting this amount of time. Like, regardless of what the pressure is, because I talked about this in like my last video or something sometime. Like, I end up putting a lot of pressure on myself to perform, which kind of makes me not perform. But that's not an excuse to not get the work done. You know what I mean? So, like, with me doing like this, it's a it's a way for me to target those things that I've always been weak at. I've just never been consistent. So the whole point in this is like, just, it's not for it to work or nothing. It's just to get stronger at my weaknesses, which is consistency. You know, and to become, I guess, more effective. Like, everybody you want to be a killer, you know? I look around at like everybody in my life, and everyone to some degree makes excuses about why they're fat, why they're lazy, why they this or that, why they're broke. Like, but it's like, dude, you just, at the end of the day, you're just not doing what you got to do. You know, there's performers and then there's non-performers, and most people are non-performers. So you want to do something that's exceptional, you got to do exceptional work. Like, you want a killer body, that shit not easy. Okay, I want to grow on YouTube. How am I gonna do it working on this shit like 4 hours a week? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I was talking to my girlfriend or whatever, and she's like talking about like, oh, well, when this time in the day hits, you should just be done. It's like, okay, do you think that some of these top people that's how they got there? They were just, oh, hey, shit, bro, it's 5 o'clock. I guess I'm done for the day. No, like, they keep going. They wake up, like, they doing it all day consistently, and that's how they build the skill. That's how they put the work out, whatever, and then they grow. They figure everything out. Like, my philosophy whenever I've been stuck on my videos, at least I learned this recently, is like, oh, well, if I'm stuck, it's because I got to put more time, active time, to that thing to figure out that roadblock. Not less time. I got to do more time. And before, I used to always put pressure on each individual video to perform, rather than being just developing and growing myself. So it's like, oh shit, well, this one video is like super important, but it's like, it's really not. It's really not. So there's this quote that's like, it says something like, a prepared messenger is better than a prepared message. And it's like, dude, I fuck with that, because I kind of don't really know what it means, but like, I kind of get it. It's like, you could spend all this time on an effective message, but then it's like, I don't know, isn't it better to, like I guess in terms of how I get that, it's like, yeah, one video could be a banger video and I make it, but I spent like a month on it or something, and then it didn't even take that long, but then I can't follow it up or whatever. But it's like, if I'm overall myself just a solid performer, a prepared messenger, then it's like, shit, this video might not be a banger, but shit, the next one will be, or the one after that, and that's how you end up with hits. You know what I mean? Like, my favorite artist is Drake. I ain't gonna say every Drake song is good, but like, bro, he know what he doing. But the only way to get there, to be prepared, is to put more time. And that's one of my biggest fears. I've always been scared that, like, okay, if it happens, or not if, when it happens, not being ready for it. Because at some point, you keep uploading, you're gonna hit something that works. But being ready for it, being prepared, like, oh, you got the follow-up, you got the skill. So the skill that you leaned on to make that first thing, you could follow it up with the second thing. And the only way to get there is to spend more time doing that thing, to be active in it, At least, hey, this is my philosophy. But I mean, shit, what do I know? I've gotten 0 views on every video so far. For this channel, It was, I guess, but that was, thoughts with me today.